So this is going to be the workflow that we use for the demonstration. You'll find that there's a few steps in this workflow. Step number one is a new COMAF gets received by the audit manager. The audit manager will then register the COMAF in the system. Once the COMAF has been registered, it will go over to the director or line manager responsible for the response. Once they can then complete the response, and when submitted, it goes back to the audit manager and reviewing step number 3, review management response. In this demonstration, we'll have the audit manager reject the response from the from the line manager, and it will go to step number 4, update the rejected management response. Once the line manager has then completed the rejected response and updated it, it will then come back to the auditor manager, step number 3, which then, once accepted, will then compile a response to the external auditors. Right. So let's go through the detailed demonstration. All right, so this is an example of a COMAF received by the auditor manager. The audit manager would then go into the system. Once she or he received the COMAF, he would go into the Batupele site or the municipality system. It will then go to external audit. Under external audit, there's a COMAF option. You click on the COMAF option, and then you start a new COMAF. Then if there's an RFI reference, you put in the RFI reference. You would choose the reporting period. This is COMAF number 23 that we received. Let's go to, we see that the date received was the 9th of November. Just remember that date, but let's go down to the COMAF portion. So we'll then choose the title. We will then go and say this is the title of that COMAF, the date, audit findings date, let's say 2025-11-09 that we set there, or you could choose it off the list. The deadline date that you provide, I'm just going to choose today. I know there's a big difference, but it's just for demonstration purposes. You then go to the findings portion, and the findings portion, so nature of findings, so this will copy it up to the end of the findings. So on our system, you have a little button that says if you paste something from Word, it's just to make sure that the styling comes over correctly. Onto this page, you can see there's the whole findings that you've just copied over. Then we would go into the course portion. You then expect you to copy the course portion there. Same, use the same button. So I press it, same button, paste it, submit it, go on to the impact portion. There's the impact portion. So overstatement. So you would say it's material, it's an overstatement, and you would paste it. You can unpaste it there, but it's always better just to use the button. Just in case there's all sort of styling problems later on when it comes to reporting. Then deficiency, you would say, what is the deficiency here? Let's copy the deficiency portion of it. Same deficiency, we use the same button to paste if it's from a Word document. Let's just take the spaces out at the end. Then you can go to the recommendation portion. This is the recommendation they've made. Paste it in there. Right? And then you get to the attachment portion, and let's go add the COMAF that we received as the attachment. So it's incoming. We say we received it, let's say we received it today. It came from the Auditor General, and the description is of 23. And we will choose it. And let's go choose it off the hard drive. So somewhere here there's a communication of audit findings. Let's just find it quickly. I've always battled to find it. There's communication of audit findings, and you do the attachment, right? You see the attachment is attached. Then once everything, you can also provide an internal comment and say, this is a test, right? But this is just your internal comments that you can keep for yourself. Then we press the submit button. The system will bring up a list of the users in the system. You would then select the relevant department head and press submit. The task will go to that person's inbox, but because I chose the administrator, it just comes out automatically. So you'll find that this is the findings that is captured that cannot be changed by the user. There's the cause, there's the impact, there's a deficiency, there's a recommendation. Now we get to the management response. The management response, does the management agree with the findings? If you say yes, then you have to say what correction will be done to the population. If you say no, the system will just ask you what the reasons for such conclusion has been reached. Okay, the reason why such conclusion has been reached. So then you type it in. But for the purpose of this demonstration, we say we agree with the findings. Then we'll say what will be done with the population. And let's say we will say update balance with a journal. Right, I don't know if that's correct. It's just for demonstration purposes. Who will be responsible to do that? And let's say the CFO will be responsible for that journal. Estimated complete date, we'll do it today. And does the management agree with the root cause? Right, so you could click there if you want to see what is the root cause again. You would say root cause is the same as the deficiency. No, the cause. Finding result lack of adequate review. Okay, and so you can go back to management and say yes, we agree with it. But if you don't agree with it, no, then we'll ask you, if the management does not agree with the root cause indicated, please provide the root cause according to management. And let's say there was a change in policy. So the policy has changed in policy, right? Then you can press, so once it's happy, and let's say for instance, you go to the attachment and we say, let's attach the policy. So there's a new policy. So this is a supporting documentation. We would say this is today, author is the MM, and description is, let's say a policy. I'm just using an example, policy, and we then attach the policy. I'm just going to attach any document just for the purpose of clarity here. I'm just going to attach, let's say, assume it was the policy that was attached there. It gets submitted. You see there's the COMAF coming in, and there's supporting documentation. So the line manager can then decide to submit this. The submission will go back to the audit manager. The audit manager can see all the attachments, incoming policy, the management response, what was complete, what was filled in. If they are satisfied, then they would accept the management response. If it's reject, if she's not, or the audit manager is not satisfied with the response from management, they can reject it. They say the policy does not have an impact on the finding, right? And they can submit it. Then we'll go back to the line manager. You'll see the task at the top here would say update the rejected management response. So the policy does not have an impact, you can see, and then management can go back and say, no, I agree. Yes, I agree with the root cause, right? So once you're satisfied with that, then the line manager can press submit. It goes back to the audit manager. The audit manager can then see the management response has been changed. They can then decide to accept the management response, right? And then press submit. So the next task is to compile response to the external auditor. The audit manager would then go update the Word document with the correct information, attach a COMAF here. Let's say the outgoing correspondence. It is today. The author is, let's say, Alan Yaxley. A description is response to AG. Choose your response. And then press submit. You see there's all your documentation attached to your case file. You can now this would be the last step in the workflow, and you'll just press submit. So you'll find your case there. You can expand it. You can see your supporting documentation.